Hey guys, it's Kris and Terri from 1StrongHome. Thanks for finding your way here. We want to touch on a couple things about what our program is about. Terri's got some questions and we'll see if we can answer them.
All right, so where did the idea for One Strong Home come from?
Well, so we have a lot of coaching background and some education background. If you didn't know, Terri's been a teacher and now she is a tutor. I coach football, track and field, and we've owned a lot of businesses. So it's always been kind of part of us to train other people and kind of help them along. And helping others and those connections that we have kind of built through those situations have naturally put us in a position where we want to help other people achieve kind of some things that we've found really fulfilled some aspects of our life.
Yeah, exactly. Those are kind of like our background and how it's led us to this point. What do you feel has been the greatest impact on our own lives from kind of incorporating these ideas and this way of life with the farm and the garden?
Well, one of the biggest things, we have health differences in our family, right? Like many of you probably do too. So some of the foods, the dietary needs that we have with our children, and Terri as well. Like there's some things that just don't settle well. Like one of our kids is dairy free, gluten free. She actually is egg free as well. Finding some of the foods that you want at the grocery store or at restaurants is really tough to do. So that's kind of what started a lot of us with our gardening and with raising farm animals for protein, is to kind of have those things here on our own farm, not just knowing that they had a good life, but also what they were fed, right? We know exactly what goes into our cattle. So when we have beef, ground beef, or steaks, we know exactly what's in those. We don't have to worry about the pesticides. We don't use them on our farm. That's one of the biggest things, I think. What do you think? Anything you want to add?
Yeah, and all that you said, of course. And then the more we learn, the more we hear, the more research is done. It seems like it just kind of proves we're on the right track with what we're doing. So we keep expanding and learning more and kind of growing what we can do.
Totally. And right now, I think across our nation, it's just an evolution of people's understanding of what's been part of the food they get from the regular grocery store, and there's a lot of fear and worry about that. And some people live in smaller properties than we do, but are really able to produce a lot of foods off their small lot. Even backyard gardeners, right, where you maybe have a city lot and you have like a tenth of an acre parcel, but the amount of food that you can produce there is really awesome. And to just try and be involved in some other people's experiences on how to make those growing systems work for you, that's really what we want to do. One of the things that we've done really well, especially with our local families coming and visiting, we've invited instructors to come down and teach us and the other families how to grow different types of crops, or certain crops that grow really well with others, or the ones to stay away from that actually take the nutrients from some of the other crops that you were growing, and it starves them out, so you get a whole bunch of foliage but you don't get like any produce off of it, right? So those types of classes we've done really well with in the last few years. We're bringing that now online with the One Strong Home program through the .com and through the Patreon as well, so that you can kind of subscribe and be part of those courses along with us.
All right. How does One Strong Home allow us to make broader connections?
It's a global platform, right? That's the biggest thing, is that we really work with the local families that we know, and that's been exciting. That's been it's been 20 years in the making, a lot of effort and time. But the ability for us to work on a program like the Patreon, or giving out information through the Facebook or YouTube, right, videos, it gives us a chance to share what we've learned and are continuing to learn with a bigger, broader audience. It gives us a chance to do question and answer time, where you guys can send in questions like this to us, or be on a live Q&A live stream. We just drop that link, and you guys can join us once a week, right, and be part of that. And you may have questions that pop up, or things that you're curious about, or systems or services that we've bought into in the past, on whether they might be efficient for you, right? And we can share our experience, because there's been a lot of things that we've done in the last 25-ish years of being like producers of our own food, that have cost us way too much money, many times too many efforts. I would say, like, what's the adage? You build it once really well, so you don't have to build the crappy one 2 or 3 times, right? Like that, we've run into that over and over and over again. We can share some of those experiences, I think, with you. That exposure to those opportunities, those classes, that outreach is really what this One Strong Home is able to do for us.
And just to add on to that, I think that I look forward to how this opens up more areas, more people, more connections that we can learn from, and kind of expand our own knowledge and use those, implement those new things here and see how they work for us on our property.
Yeah, can't agree more. We aren't the know-alls for certain, right? We've been around a lot of cool things, and we've been able to learn from a lot of neat people. We even back as far as like the feed guy that comes and produces or provides our feeds for us for our cattle and our chickens. We've been able to kind of reduce how much commercial feed we use by some of the other systems we use on the parcel here. And we'll teach those to you as well. But at some point, you're going to be in a situation like us during the winter when we don't have enough growing on the property to feed our poultry or our cattle. They take a lot, right? And so finding good connections that way is vital. And at the same time, they've been able to help us out with some of the design of our property as well too, and that's something that we want to help you guys with. If you're thinking of putting in a barn or putting in cattle or putting in, just name it, right? Put your question in. We can help you with our experience, and we can bring in other people should we not know. And I think that's what the beauty of this program is it's bigger than just us here now. We can feed off of each other and really help everyone else maybe achieve a similar dream, right? To produce those locally grown, healthy foods, so that you don't have to be so reliant upon the grocery store when those things, they have their shortages, right?
All right. Since we are busy people, we still both work. How will One Strong Home allow others who are busy like us to be able to engage and connect with what we're doing?
That's a good question too. So, like I said, Terri has been an educator, right? Master's in education. She's been doing that for 12, 13 years. Right? She just recently left the school district and is a private tutor now, and that's going really well for her. In addition, we've owned a real estate company. We own 2 offices on opposite ends of the county, and right now I think we have 24 brokers that work for us, office staff. We also invested in a commercial building, and with that recent change, it's a shared office complex, and so we have multiple companies that are relying upon our daily efforts, right? Which is exciting and fun and cool, but that's really not where we find most of our joy. Most of our joy is in stuff like this, right? Now that's really hard to do because you got bills to pay, right? But with this for us, it gives us an opportunity to kind of do 2 different things. It kind of helps us mold the Klussman family farm, if you haven't checked that out, right? That's another Facebook page, like us, love us, right? Because we show a lot of things we do just for us on the farm. But it might inspire you guys as well too. One of the biggest things for us is cutting our costs. As you guys know, like beef prices, pork prices, chicken prices in the last number of years have just skyrocketed. It's allowed us to have quality meats that we know are, they're not quoted organics, but they are organics, right? We don't use those pesticides on our properties here, and that's really helped us have a healthy alternative. Because for us, something that might cost us, $1,700-1,800 on the life of a cow, would cost us $5,000, $6,000, maybe even $7,000 when you look at all the different cuts for the amount of beef that we get from that. Same things with the vegetables in our garden space, right? Behind us here, it's all wintered in, but that space there is our garden. You're going to see some footage of that as we post some more postings on what we did before, and as we till that baby in for this new year. It's time for a till, and you'll see the types of foods that we can grow and really supplement a large portion of our grocery bill. It's one of the things that's been important to us too, and we hope to share with you guys is a way to kind of make some savings, and obviously eat something healthier. And I think the most important is kind of the traditional aspect on that. Did you want to talk about more about the tradition?
I just think the idea of kind of being self-reliant, not having to depend on the supply chain as much. I think the more you hear in the news, the more you worry. But if you already have these things in place, then it's not as worrisome. You don't have to kind of be afraid. You can kind of just be prepared, and I think that's kind of what we're about with the Strong Home idea.
I love it. And you'll find too that we are big on having the family along with you, whether you have littles, right, and they're out there actually poking their finger in the ground and putting a seed in that spot and learning that portion of it. Or if you got older children that are involved with, we have a wood stove but splitting firewood, or actually harvesting and then canning or putting away that food for a later day. That's all really important, and it's things that I think is really at the core of who we are right now, is going back to some of those traditional things and bringing that family back to the home, right, and back around the dinner table. We just really believe in that. So we're excited that you guys are here with us. You will find everything that you want to find on patreon.com/1StrongHome, right? You can get there through any of the systems, right? We have Facebook, 1StrongHome, right? We have Instagram at 1StrongHome. That's the number one, remember that. We also have the webpage, so that's going to be one of the easiest ways to find us, www.1stronghome.com. We have a store on there. We have a lot of really neat things, and all the links to get to the rest of the content, I think is the big one. So this is a journey, right? We're really excited for it. This is our kickoff week, so we're glad that it didn't rain for our opening video. Good?
I think so.
That's it. We're winning. Thanks, guys. We'll see y'all soon.